Hello, thank you so much for joining me for your practice today. I designed today's flow to really focus on the core. And when I say core, I mean the entire circumference of our trunk. So the front of the core, the obliques, the back, everything surrounding our trunk to really give us that strong foundation and stability. Not only in our yoga postures will this bring us a stronger practice, but also in our everyday lives, whether you're walking, sitting, standing, running, having a strong stability in the center of our bodies is really going to support you throughout your life. So I hope you enjoyed today's practice. It may lend to the more intermediate advanced yogi. It is more of a power vinyasa style class. However, like every time you step on the mat with me, it's really taking every practice at your own pace. So finding what works for your body today in this moment and checking in. So taking this practice as you please, exploring postures further and modifying where you need. Taking this time to really just connect with your body and move and breathe and find stillness. For today's class, you will want to have at least a block handy or some other object like a water bottle to help bring the ground closer to you in some of the standing postures that we'll be taking. And then other than that, all you need is your mat. So let's get started. So we'll begin practice today in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Bringing the soles of your feet together, knees draw wide, and just resting your back body down on the mat. Your block doesn't need to be handy at this time, so it can just rest at the top of your mats. Slight tuck of the chin, and just starting to land here in the space on your mats. And taking notice of the points of contact that your body is making with the ground beneath you, feeling into that support. And then taking notice of the gaps along the back body where air is traveling through. Now, as you start to land here in this shape, the closer your heels are to your sit bones, the more intense this stretch will be through the inner thighs and the groins. So shimmying your feet away if you'd like to make this a little less intense, or even the option to bring cushions underneath your knees to prop them up. Landing here, begin to take notice of how the body is feeling for you today. Taking notice of any tension that may exist, whether that's manifesting physically, mentally, or emotionally. And offering that awareness with curiosity rather than judgment. Bringing this curiosity into your practice. And as we start to move and breathe, offering with breath some release to these more stickier areas throughout the body. Starting to bring a deeper awareness to your breath. Perhaps you bring one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly to feel the gentle rise and fall with every inhale and exhale. And again, being curious with how it's flowing for you today. Can you start to invite a lengthen for your inhales and exhales? Start to collectively breathe here, letting go of any hold you have on the breath. And on your next inhale, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Holding at the top. And sighing through the mouth, letting it go. Melting towards the ground on every exhale. Let's take another round here, deep breath in. Holding at the top. And a long sigh away. Good. Let's take another breath in. Deep breath here. Holding for a moment. And then a long sigh out. Really releasing any weight or tension on every exhale. Now continuing to breathe here, inviting that lengthen with every inhale and exhale, and finding a rhythm and capacity that suits you here today. So continuing that breath for a few more rounds, really grounding down here and landing in this moment, using the breath to stay connected in the moment throughout your practice. Let's take 2 more rounds on our back body. Good. And on your next breath, start to move your hands to the outside of your thighs to draw your knees in, bringing your feet mat distance apart and letting the knees tent towards one another, so fall inwards. Just letting it rest there for a moment. Our hands will ground down along the side of our bodies, palms into the ground. And then let's slowly drop the knees left to right in a windshield wiper motion, just starting to release that stretch that we just did through the inner thighs, the groins, starting to bring some more movement into the hip joints, into the lower back. Good. Let's drop left to right one more time here. And then draw the knees through center. We'll bring the shins parallel with the mats, bending our knees at 90, flexing the toes towards our face. And slight tuck of the navel to really ground your lower back into the mats. So you should feel a slight engagement in the core. And then option to stay here, engaging your core, or to push further, you'll bring the palms of your hands into your thighs and start pressing into your thighs as you push your thighs back into your hands. This should feel very subtle but stronger engagement and activation in the core here. Continuing to push your lower back into the mats, tucking that pelvis and squeezing your belly towards your spine. Good. Option to stay or take this one step further. On that next inhale, we'll reach our right leg long to a hover as we reach the left arm overhead, opposite limbs. Exhale, squeeze back through center. Inhale, reach the left leg long this time, right hand overhead. Good. Squeeze back through center. Inhale, we switch sides. Squeeze back through center. Inhale, we switch. And squeeze back through center. Continuing here for a few more rounds at your own pace. Really slowly moving through these movements and continuing to engage the lower back into the mat, tucking that navel. And then option to continue these dead bugs here, or you can move these into bicycle crunches where your opposite elbow will crunch to the opposite knee. So interlacing your fingers at the base of your neck, drawing your right elbow to your left knee. Inhale back through center, and exhale opposite elbow to opposite knee. Good. Continuing here and really twisting through the core, engaging that oblique. It's not so much about the elbow touching the knee, but rather feeling that oblique engagement. Good. Taking a few more rounds. Breathing here. The next inhale, you're going to squeeze those knees into your chest, drawing your nose towards your knees, curling up into a ball. Gentle rock side to side. Deep breath in, big morning stretch, arms reach overhead, we point through the toes, really stretching out through the abdomen, releasing that short fiery work we just did. And then taking a deep breath in. Exhale, we squeeze the knees back into our chest, gentle rock side to side. And then eventually starting to bring this rock up and down the spine to create enough momentum to draw yourself up to a tabletop, rolling over your knees and stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over knees. Really grounding down through the palms and pushing the ground away. Slight tuck of the navel. Good, landing here. And starting to move through some cat-cows. On that inhale, our belly drops, gaze and tailbone lifts to the sky. Exhale, we push the ground away, curling the spine, tucking the chin and navel. Inhale, we drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow pose. Exhale, we push the ground away. Good. Continuing with several rounds here at your own pace, moving with your breath and becoming really fluid here with what the body needs. Maybe you twist side to side, nod the head. Breathing here. Imagining the breath moving like a wave up and down the spine, from the crown of your head through the tailbone. Breathing here. Good, let's take 2 more rounds. And then coming back through center, we'll ground down through those palms. Slight tuck of the navel, pushing the ground away. This is our full tabletop engagement. The upper back is puffed. You should feel that slight engagement throughout the core. On that next inhale, we'll ground down through that left palm and we'll reach the right hand tall. Gentle twist. Exhale, we'll thread that right arm through to the left to a hover. Inhale, we'll reach up and twist. Exhale, thread that through to a hover. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we thread through to a hover. Inhale, we reach. And exhale, we plant that right hand back down, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And exhale, pushing the ground away. Grounding through tabletop. Weight into the right hand this time. On that next inhale, we reach the left hand tall. Exhale, thread that arm through to a hover. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we thread. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we thread that through. Inhale, we reach, deepest twist. And we plant that left hand down, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And exhale, pushing the ground away. Good, grounding down through neutral, finding that tabletop engagement in the trunk of the body. We'll tuck those toes under. And on your next breath in, we'll hover the knees an inch or 2 off the ground. Always the option to lower the knees here. Feeling that puff of the upper spine, the engagement of your core, slight tuck of the navel. Continue to push the ground away here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Another deep breath here. Stay for the exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale, hips push to the sky, downward facing dog. Really good work. Starting to maybe pedal out through the heels, gentle twist side to side. Become really intuitive again with what your body needs in this shape. And coming back to the breath. Continue to lift your tailbone to the sky and ground down through those palms as you melt your chest and belly towards your thighs. Good, taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Next inhale, we draw ourselves forward to high plank. Holding here, always option to lower the knees. Feeling that core engagement, that slight puff of the upper back. Really pushing the ground away here, taking a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Another deep breath here. Pushing the ground away. On your next inhale, dropping the knees, holding here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. We hug those elbows in as we lower through chaturanga. Sliding through to our bellies. Hands stay planted under shoulders. And moving through 3 back bends of cobra. So on your next inhale, squeezing the back body, kissing the shoulder blades together and lifting the chest and chin off the ground. Exhale, we release back down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, release back down. Next inhale, we tuck the toes, moving through table or plank to meet me in downward facing dog. Really good. Landing with a deep breath in and a long breath out. Next inhale, our heels will lift, knees may bend, and we'll tiptoe our feet to meet our hands at the top of our mat. Folding forward here, generous bend in the knees, belly to thighs. Maybe you rock side to side, really hanging heavy. And grounding down through all 4 corners of the feet. Coming through center on your next inhale. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, we fall forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale halfway left. And exhale, release. Next inhale, reach tall to the sky, extended mountain, maybe a slight back bend. Hands through prayer at heart center. Eyes may close down. And just connect here in this moment, feeling all 4 corners of the feet grounded into the mat. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you. And taking a moment to ask yourself what you need from your practice here today. I invite you to set an intention. And on your next breath in, breathing that intention in deeply through the nose. And exhale with a sigh, letting that intention go out into existence, out into your practice. Fluttering open the eyes, hands can rest by your side, Tadasana. I hope you all have a lovely flow today. Sun salutation A. On your next inhale, we reach tall to the sky, extended mountain. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. From knees or toes, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. Exhale, drawing through the core to push yourself back, downward facing dog. Good, deep breath in. Long breath out. Next inhale, heels lift, knees bend. We step or hop to meet our hands at the top of our mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, just fall. Inhale, reach tall to the sky. Right away, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back from knees or toes, move through your vinyasa. Slowing it down, moving with your breath, and meeting me in downward facing dog with a deep breath once you arrive. Next inhale, heels lift, knees bend. We step or hop to meet our hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale, we fall. Inhale, reach tall to the sky, extended mountain. And exhale, we fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and move through your flow. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Next inhale, right toes reach tall to the sky, three-legged. Bend the knee, open the hip. Drawing that ankle towards your sit bones, flexing those right toes. Knee draws higher to the sky. Deep breath in, we come high on those back toes. Exhale, squeeze knee to right tricep. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, squeeze knee to left tricep. Option to stay or come into fallen triangle. That right foot will kick out. Come to balance on the right hand as we reach the left hand tall. Deep breath in. Exhale, that left hand plants. We reach that right leg back, three-legged dog. Squeeze knee to nose. We step that foot through, low lunge, lowering that back knee. And reaching our arms tall to the sky once you have that foundation. Good, deep breath in. Long breath out. Feeling this stretch along the front left hip flexor. And we're reaching tall through those fingertips and crown of the head as we're relaxing those shoulders down our backs, squeezing those glutes to fall deeper into this lunge. Good, deep breath in, we reach tall. Exhale, we squeeze our shoulder blades together, cactus those arms. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, we reach back up. This time framing our front foot and sitting back into our hamstring stretch, half splits. We flex those right toes towards our face, micro bend in that front knee. And you find your depth here, feeling this stretch along the back of the right leg. And then drawing your nose towards your knee. Breathing here. Good, next inhale, we lunge back forward. Tuck those back toes, coming to high crescent lunge. Adjusting your stance here if you need. That front knee is stacked over the front ankle. And you should see your front big toe. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Good, deep breath in. Maybe you lunge a little deeper on that exhale. Next inhale, we sweep those arms by our side, lean our upper body forward, landing here. Preparing for stork balance, the weight draws into our right foot. We ground down through all four corners. And on that next breath in, we step off the left, to raise the left knee in line with our left hip. Really grounding down, lifting the right kneecap to engage all the muscles in our right leg, strong foundation. And lifting through the crown of the head and our fingertips as we reach and relax, rather, our shoulders down our back. Flexing those left toes to lift the knee higher, squeezing our glutes, and our core is engaged. Deep breath in, long breath out. Good. Option to stay or to take this into half bicycles, keeping the balance, interlacing your fingers at the base of your neck, breathing through center. And exhale, you squeeze and rotate that right elbow to left knee. It doesn't need to touch here, squeezing back through center. And exhale, half bicycle. You're really squeezing through that oblique. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, back through center. And exhale, squeeze. Really good. Inhale, back through center. We reach tall. Taking a deep breath in. Slowly start to lean that upper body as we step that left foot back, coming to high crescent lunge for a deep breath in. And exhale, we frame that front foot, step back and move through your vinyasa, maybe hovering that right leg this time. Good. Slowing it down, coming back to your breath. And landing in your downward facing dog with a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Good. On that next inhale, those left toes draw tall. Bend the knee, open the hip. Again, squeezing that left heel towards your glute, flexing those toes. Left knee draws tall to the sky. Next inhale, we come high on those back toes. And exhale, we squeeze knee to left tricep. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, squeeze knee to right tricep. Option to stay or open up to fallen triangle. Left leg kicks out. Right hand reaches tall, stacking over the left. Deep breath in. Squeezing the obliques. Right hand drops, left hand reaches tall, left leg reaches tall. And we squeeze that knee to our nose as we step that foot through, low crescent lunge. Dropping the back knee. Finding your strong foundation before lifting your hands to the sky. Good. Deep breath in. Lunging a little deeper on that exhale. Finding your breath. Deep breath in, furthest reach. Exhale, we cactus those arms. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, we reach. We frame that front foot as we sit back and our hamstrings stretch, half splits. Left toes flex towards your face and a slight bend in that front knee as you start to draw your nose towards your knee, finding your depth here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Good, another round of breath here. And on your next inhale, you lunge forward into that left knee, tuck the back toes, and you rise to your high crescent. Good, deep breath in. Long breath out. Landing here, feeling the stability in this foundation.
Next breath, we sweep those arms by our side, lean the upper body, preparing for stork balance. We ground down through that left foot, all four corners of the feet grounded. And on that next breath in, we reach tall as we lift that right knee to become parallel with the ground. So knee is in line with our right hip. We're flexing those toes, squeezing those glutes, lifting that left kneecap to engage a strong foundation through that leg. Reaching tall and relaxing our shoulders down our back. Core is engaged. Finding your gaze point, holding this balance and coming back if you fall out of it. That's okay. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Option to stay or to move into those half bicycles. Hands come to the base of our neck. We take a deep breath in through center, and exhale, we squeeze left elbow to right knee. Inhale back through center. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale back through center. Exhale, we squeeze through that oblique. Inhale back through center. One more time, we squeeze and twist. Inhale back through center, we reach tall, and we slowly lean the upper body as we step that right foot back. And we inhale for a breath to our high crescent. Exhale, we frame that front foot. Step back, moving through your vinyasa with that left leg elevated this time. Good, slowing it down and coming back to your breath. Deep breath in, long breath out. Next, inhale, that right leg draws tall. Bend the knee, open the hip. Deep breath in, we come high on those back toes. Exhale, we squeeze knee to right tricep. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, squeeze knee to left tricep. Option for fallen triangle for a deep breath in. And exhale, we plant that left hand, reach the right leg tall. Step that foot through and rise to your high crescent. Deep breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Rotate that back foot on a 90, reaching arms front to back. Again, lunging into that front knee, checking in with that front big toe. Can you see it? If not, drawing that knee over to the pinky toe edge of your foot. So feeling that inner thigh engagement. Deep breath in, reaching front to back, relaxing the shoulders. Good. Next, inhale, we straighten through the front leg, reverse triangle. Right arm sweeps overhead. Staying here, feeling the stretch along the front side of the body. And then option to fall deeper, we come into archer. Left hand to right wrist as we flex those right toes towards our face. Deep breath in, long breath out. Good, one more breath here. Bending through warrior two on that next breath in, landing here. And preparing for half moon. So the weight draws into our right foot. We grab hold of a block to bring the ground closer to us. And on that next breath, we launch off that right foot, squeezing the glute, flexing those toes to bring the leg parallel with the ground. Left hand to hip. Or perhaps you reach that up to the sky. Again, stacking over our left hand. Or our right hand rather. So imagining those shoulders stacking as those hips are stacking over one another. Engaging through the obliques, we're not collapsing through the right side. Our fingertips are light on that block or the ground, or perhaps hovering in space. Taking a deep breath here. Stay for the exhale, flexing those toes, squeezing that glute. Deep breath in. Good, holding here for one more deep breath in. Good, and our hands plant to frame that front foot as we step those left toes back, runner's lunge. Landing here for a deep breath in and a long breath out. Planting down through that left palm, reaching the right hand tall, runner's lunge twist. Always the option to lower that back knee, taking a deep breath in. Can you twist a little deeper on that exhale? Good, one more breath in here. We plant that right hand down, step back to your high plank. Option to flow or go directly to downward facing dog. Landing with a breath once you arrive. Good, and preparing for the opposite side. Next inhale, we reach that left leg tall, three-legged, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, we come high on those back toes. Exhale, squeeze knee to left tricep. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, squeeze knee to right tricep. Option to stay or take fallen triangle for a deep breath in. Exhale, we plant that right hand, lift the left leg tall, and step through, rising to high crescent. Good, landing here for a deep breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Reaching front to back, lunging into that front knee, and checking in with your foundation. Deep breath in, long breath out. Next inhale, we straighten through that front leg, reach our left hand overhead for reverse triangle. Option to stay or take archer. Left hand or right hand to left wrist, and we flex those left toes towards our face. Good, deep breath in, long breath out. Feeling the stretch along the front side of your body. Another round of breath. Good, in your next breath, you lunge back into your warrior two, preparing for half moon. Grabbing hold of the block. Right hand to right hip. Grounding down through that left foot, all four corners. And then launching off the right. Woo! Flexing those toes, squeezing that glute. Finding your stability in that balance. Stacking those hips and taking the option of lifting the right hand tall to the sky to stack over your left. Again, engaging through the obliques, that core. Light on those left fingers. Really squeezing that right glute, flexing those toes. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more round of breath here. Good, deep breath in. Our hands plant down, framing that front foot as we step those right toes back, runner's lunge. Landing here, finding your stability. And then when you're ready, grounding down for that right palm, reaching the left hand tall. Runner's lunge twist. Always the option to lower that back knee. Otherwise, taking a deep breath in. And maybe twisting a little deeper on that exhale. Gaze may lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, we frame that front foot. We step back. Option to flow or straight to down dog. Landing here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Good. Coming down to your shins and making your way to your back bodies. You release the upper back down. Coming to figure four, thread the needle. Crossing that right ankle over our left. Option to stay. Or draw those legs into your chest as you interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Using your right elbow to push that thigh outwards. And breathing into the right hip, the right glute. As you're relaxing your upper back and your head on the ground. Maybe you rock side to side. Good, deep breath in. Long breath out. Left foot drops down. We cross that right leg completely over like we're sitting at a table. Arms come to a T. Shimmy the hips over to the right and let the knees fall to the left. Supine twist. Gaze may come to the right. Good, deep breath in. Long breath out. We draw back through center. Switch sides. Right sole plants, left ankle crosses over right thigh. Option to stay here in figure four. Or we thread those arms or hands behind the right thigh to draw the legs into our chest. Using the left elbow to push that thigh outwards. Breathing here and imagining yourself drawing that breath into the left hip region, into the glute, releasing any stickiness or tension built up. Maybe you gently rock side to side. Good, deep breath in. Long breath out. Right sole plants. We cross that left leg completely over the right. Arms come to a T. Shimmy the hips over to the left as the knees fall to the right. Gaze may fall to the left if that's comfortable for your neck. Falling into the supine twist and really letting gravity do the work for you here. And breathing. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Knees draw back through center. We give our legs one last squeeze and hug into our chest, rolling up into a ball. Good, and then an option to rest here in Shavasana for as long as you need. The legs will come long. And the arms may rest by your side. Taking as many breaths here as you need to cool down. And keeping hold and focus on the breath if your mind tends to wander. Starting to land here, checking in, taking notice of how the body feels now compared to the start of your practice. How's the mind? How's the energy? How's the breath as it starts to slow down, as we cool down the body? Take notice of the support of the ground, Mother Earth beneath you, holding you up. Feel the muscles start to release. No effort, nothing to do in these last few moments of your practice other than to just rest here, lying heavy and melting in the ground beneath you. Now you can stay resting here in Shavasana for as long as you need. Finishing your practice in this resting shape. Or if you'd like to finish upright seated, starting to draw the breaths in a little deeper and engaging some small movements. Potentially hugging the knees into your chest and falling into fetal position on your right side, using the bottom arm as a pillow. And then using that left hand to lift yourself up to a seated position. Legs crossed out in front of you. Eyes may remain closed if that's comfortable. And we'll bring our left hand on our heart, right hand over top. Take a moment to feel the resonance of this practice and throughout your body. The heat of your hands radiating inwards towards your heart center, sending in love and gratitude for making time to show up on your mats here today. And then bringing your hands to prayer at heart center, gentle bow towards our palms, finding gratitude for all the teachings and practices that have come before us, and for this ability to connect here together in community. Our thumbs draw to our third eye, the space in between our eyebrows. Thank you so much for letting me guide you here through your practice today. May the love enlighten me, shine through to the love enlighten you. I bow to you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. I hope you enjoyed this short little core flow sequence with its sneaky little balancing poses and full trunk core engagement throughout our practice. I hope you received what you needed and can take something with you off your mats here today, whether that's ease, challenge, or breath. Please leave me a comment and let me know how you're feeling. I always love connecting with you and hearing about what resonated throughout your practice. And as always, if you're craving a certain type of flow or mindfulness practice, like a certain breath work or meditation, please do let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and feedback as I continue to grow my library of content for you. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. Your support means so much. And check out the other mindfulness practices I have on my page. I'd also love to connect with you through my Instagram, and my page is linked in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, sending you all the love and light, and I look forward to next time.